So today's topic is universal design for learning and accessibility. And so we want to go over briefly what that means and give you some examples before we have our presenters. And so today we're privileged to have Jay McGuire, who's presenting. Tim Miller is also presenting, creating gaps in the transcript. And then Lori Takal and Rita Reichel are doing quick and painless. And I like the easy and low tech and quick and painless. Those are all very nice because as many of you may know, some of this can get very daunting and take a great deal of time. So any help that we can get is really appreciated. So just for some sake of context, universal design for learning is defined as a set of principles for curriculum development that give all individuals equal opportunities to learn. And as we know, every individual and student comes to our classes and to our campus with a different set of skills and a different set of challenges, no matter who those students are. So the more broadly we can provide our content and our educational experiences to our students, the better, and ways that are meaningful to them. And so if we look at this Venn diagram in terms of three principles for universal design for learning. One, we want to provide multiple means of representation, the what or the content of the material that we want to present in our classes. Two, we want to provide multiple means of expression. How are we presenting that content to them so that they can engage? And then that leads to the third one, provide multiple means of engagement, the why, of how are we going to do that or engage with it, what are they going to get out of it. Of course, we see that intersection here. As all of you know, we've gone out, or we should have gone out, as a simple lecture at the student format. We're professing great knowledge to them, and they just take that into a much more engaged learning environment to our students. And our students require many different types of ways to interact with the material. The idea here is that we want things to be accessible, materials to be accessible to our students. And so accessible design includes the needs of people whose physical, mental, or environmental conditions limit their performance. As I said earlier, I think we can focus on particular groups sometimes, but I think every student comes to our campus with strengths and weaknesses that we can help foster. That doesn't mean that they can't learn the material or interact with it. It just means that they may need it in a different format or need to interact with it in a different kind of a way. And I think sometimes it's hard for us to visualize what that means. And so Terry was kind enough to get a couple of videos that demonstrate the importance of captioning and then accessible versus inaccessible. And so let's see if we can. So again, a very poignant example. If you're wondering where the sound was, think about our students that are wondering where the words are when they're in a classroom wanting to understand the material. And here's another one as well.
Hey everybody. As you may have seen from the title page, the topic for this video is accessibility. Accessibility deals with how a computer reads data from your documents. I figured many of you have probably never used a screen reader before, so I recorded some examples of accessible and inaccessible content. After you hear a couple of these examples, I think you'll see how big of an impact you have by the way you enter your data. First, I'll have you listen to an example of inaccessible content, and then you'll hear an example of accessible content. After you hear both examples, you'll be prompted with a question. Answer the question, and continue on watching the video.
Top 5. Grant Arkenton. Heading Level 1 Top 5. Heading Level 2 Grant Arkenton. Dash picture 1 2.59 inches wide by 0.82 inches high dash 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 underline 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 dash dash dash. Description: image of Grant Arkenton 2.59 inches wide by 0.82 inches high heading level 2. Blank. 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 Page 3. Page 3. Let's link http://Minnesota.com/articles/330,690.5-the-top-10-minnesota-vikings-quarterbacks-all-time/page/11. Let's link source of Grant Arkenton article creator.
Well, by now I think you've heard enough to understand how important it is to enter your data to be accessible. But before you move on and close this video, I just want to reinforce the fact that creating accessible documents benefits everybody.
So hopefully those two examples were revealing to you in terms of some of the experiences that our students might have that might be very frustrating for them in terms of their ability to learn the material that they want to learn and that we want them to learn.